This is Don Marks, and I was asked to tell the story about how the living herd came to be. So let's go back. In 2023, I was looking at Facebook and I saw a post from an old friend from high school who had said he needed somebody to fill a spot on a African safari hunt. And I was very interested, so went and talked to my wife about it, and she said it sounded good, so I talked to my friend about it, and we set the trip up, and the trip was in August of 2024. And before I go into that, let me just mention that I'm not some big-time hunter. I only started hunting 7-8 years ago. My reason for doing it was just seeing everything that's happening in the world. I really wondered, could there really be a time one day when there was not enough food in the grocery stores, and who knows what might happen, and could I provide enough, food for my family? So I got a friend of mine who taught me how to deer hunt, and I would go and just hunt one deer a year for the food. And I have done that. I am a believer in being able to hunt for food, which to me is sustainability. And so that's why I did that. And so I signed up for this African safari hunt. It is a package deal. The package deal includes a certain number of animals that are definitely all for food. Let's just call them deer type animal, but small size up to very large size deer looking animal. But my package also included a free zebra. And I remember saying, do people eat zebra? And no, not really. Well, I'm just not going to go hunt something that people don't eat. If it's not for sustainability, just not something that I would want to do. And then I got offered a giraffe for a really good deal. I even remember they were $1,800 for a giraffe. But giraffes are not food either. And giraffes, honestly, are just such wonderful creatures that there's just no way that I would ever want to hunt something that is just for trophy. So I didn't. I went to South Africa, and I had a most wonderful time in South Africa. Something that you don't know about me, unless you're, one of my close friends, is that I'm a natural introvert. Probably why this is about the first time anybody's ever seen me saying anything on social media ever. Still a natural introvert, so this is a bit weird for me. But I got some passion behind an idea. When I was in Africa, I watched people killing animals that weren't meant for food, taking the head and just leaving the carcasses, as an example. And that bothered me. I had a hunt for a Nile crocodile, which you can eat, by the way. Tastes like chicken. And I went on that hunt, and it was a 4-hour drive to get there, so then 4 hours back from the main lodge. And there was nobody to take me because it was so busy in the safari hunt that week. So the owner of the safari had to take me, who I didn't know at all. But by the end of that day, we knew each other really well. We had a great time. We picked up a friend of his actually on the way, who was also a great guy. And so the three of us were, by the end of the day, just like old buddies. And I remember at the end of the day, that safari owner said to me, hey, if you've got any really good marketing ideas on how to bring additional hunters over from America, I would really be open to it. So I said, well, definitely, I will definitely be thinking about it, and I will be praying about it. So that's, remember, in August of 24. So the safari owner does this annual trip. It's a marketing trip to America. He was coming to the Atlanta area. So I met up with him. And one of the conversations was, hey, did you have any ideas for me? And I went over some ideas that I had come up with. But then I said to him, I said, I have another idea. I said, but it's just the opposite of what you asked me for. And he said, well, I'm open to listening. So I pretty much had said, what if you didn't hunt the animals? What if you saved them? And so I went over my idea, which had a lot of facets to it. But end of the day, it was around conservation. And he was very gracious, and he listened. And then I didn't hear from him for maybe 8 or 9 months. And then he calls me back, and he says to me, hey, Don, he said, my wife and I feel like that idea that you had truly was from God, and we would like to move forward. That's how the Living Herd got started. You'll be learning more about the details of it. We're really excited about what's happening and what's coming, and including how you can be part of it. Thank you for listening.